Carmi Levy is standing by, our CTV tech analyst. Take a look at a couple of stories in the news. And Carmi, I guess really the big story, and I've seen him all over the past couple of days, is Meta's Mark Zuckerberg. He's in LA testifying at a trial. And I think when I first saw the story, and I may have asked you this, is how significant this is with respect to, Instagram and it being designed to be addictive. Where does this go?
Yeah, this could ultimately determine the very future of not only Meta, the company, but the entire social media business. This is the first of an expected about 24 what are called bellwether cases that will set a precedent. They're all pretty much revolving around the same thing, just different plaintiffs. They all claim that they used social media as children, and as a result, it has caused them significant harm to their mental health. And so, this being the first test case, everybody is watching it. Meta's leaders, Instagram head Adam Mosseri, now Mark Zuckerberg, also testifying. There's a lot at stake here because if they lose this case, they could very well have to redesign their tools so that they will have to be less addictive. No more endless scroll, no more algorithmic recommendations. It'll be less what we like to call sticky. So you won't sort of sit down for a minute and then 2 hours later you're going to wonder where all that time went. It really is existential to big social companies. And as a result, everybody's watching it and everyone's kind of holding their breath as to what happens next.
So my understanding is a couple of these major companies have already appeared and basically settled. Did anything change as far as their future is concerned?
Yeah, so Snap, which brings us Snapchat and TikTok, they decided to settle this first case for an undisclosed amount, likely because they didn't want to have their dirty laundry aired. Lots of internal emails, meeting transcripts, text messages that show the company was very clear. They knew this was addictive. In fact, that's what they were telling their developers to create, and they actually rewarded their senior executives if they hit addictive metrics. And so, what's at stake for the two remaining companies that are still in this particular case, so Meta and Google, is, their entire business is now on trial. All of their inner conversations are going to be exposed. Mark Zuckerberg claims that there's really no such thing as social media addiction, says that all of those claims have been overblown, taken out of context, and kind of refuses to accept responsibility for any of this. And he's kind of hoping that the jury kind of sees through this case and ultimately that they prevail. It could go any way here. Depending on who you talk to, you'll get different opinions. But easily, of all the lawsuits that we've seen in sort of big tech in recent years, this could very well be the most significant one.
Yeah. Let me bring up this other story. So Gemini, which is Google's search agent, what are you calling them now?
Yeah, so it's a chatbot. It's a large language model. Basically, it's their AI platform.
So it can now generate, this is quite interesting, a 30-second approximation of what real music sounds like. Please explain what that means in English.
Yeah, so it's called the Lyria 3 model, and basically what it allows you to do is you type a prompt and you tell it to create you some music to go with whatever it is that you're posting online. And they really created it more for YouTube. So if you're uploading a short film to YouTube, you can make your own music to accompany it using artificial intelligence. So it'll do the instruments, it'll even do lyrics if you want, although from the sounds of it doesn't sound very good. But this is, we're seeing you can create photos from an image generator, you can create videos from a video generator. Now you can create music from a music generator, and everyone is experimenting. Everyone's throwing them up. Your clips can be up to 30 seconds long, so it's still pretty limited in terms of its capabilities. But as the tool gets better, and we are going to see it sort of get baked into other Google services like Gmail and Messages and all that, eventually those numbers are going to go up and the quality will go up as well. So if you always wanted to be a music composer but just didn't have the musical chops, well, here's your tool.
Yeah, for 30 seconds. Okay. Then I like this story. There's a bar in New York where you can now have, quote, dates with digital partners. Please explain.
It is called the Eva Cafe, and it's brought to us by the good folks who created the Eva AI app. So it's an AI app that allows you to have an AI partner. They listen to you, they talk to you. It's basically like an online companion. So they created this cafe where you walk in, and instead of people sitting at the booths, there are phones sitting on stands, and you sit down and you sign into your account, and you've already created your companion, and you have conversations with them. Of course, what the companion won't do is won't pay for the meal, and certainly isn't there, won't eat anything. So you're kind of stuck having a conversation with yourself. But it reflects a new reality with chatbots. We are spending less time with social media, more time with AI chatbots, and a certain percentage of users are actually using them for companionship. They're having long, involved conversations with them. It's helping them overcome loneliness, and it seems weird, but it is a thing. And so this cafe is kind of capturing that, and trying to get everyone's attention. Of course, it really is a publicity stunt designed to get people to download the app. But, hey, mission accomplished.
Wait a sec. I'm trying to understand it. So you walk into this bar, you go to a table, you sit down, that phone is already there. Are you seeing a physical image, or are you just having a conversation with a chatbot?
So by the time you get, you have to, you can't just drop in. You have to make a reservation. And when you make a reservation, you do it through the Eva AI app. And so you create your companion in the app beforehand. And then, Thursday at 9:00, I'm going to go to the cafe, and you sit down and you sign in, and then your companion is there on the phone. It looks like a person. It's kind of like a video avatar. You can speak back and forth, and it's very conversational. A little creepy, of course, because it isn't human. But it really is designed to kind of overcome those feelings of loneliness that we have with technology. Of course, keep in mind, AI does a really good job of pretending to be human, but it's not human. It's not like we're going to be marrying this thing. This is not a redo of the 2013 movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson.
I have a question. Why couldn't you just do this if you signed into this app? Why do you have to actually go out? You're just having a conversation with it. You might as well be at home.
You could, and the app certainly will allow you to do that, but according to the creators of the app, they feel that bringing it out into the real world kind of allows you to interact on a different dimension. It feels more real. You've taken the time to go in. You're actually sitting down there, and of course, they generate revenue from whatever you buy while you're there.
You're talking to a phone, for God's sake. I mean, really.
This is where we've come, Aaron. This is technology in 2026.
You walk into that bar, and there's like 10 other people all sitting at booths, all talking to their phones, pretending that they're, not pretending. They know they're not, but still.
It sounds like a scene from a very bad movie that I really don't want to see.
All right. Finally, let me get to this last story here. This is kind of interesting. So people can now make themselves into AI caricatures. What exactly does that mean?
So you've probably seen these in your Facebook or your Instagram or other social media feeds. It's like a cartoon image of your friend, and it's got a bunch of all of their interests. So for example, if you did one, Aaron, it would show a radio microphone. You'd be sitting in a studio, and it kind of takes all of your interests and it kind of puts them in a single image. And then you post it to social media and you share it with your friends. It sounds very innocuous, and basically it's created by going to ChatGPT and giving it a picture of yourself and saying, create a caricature of me using this image and everything else that you know about me. And it's become really popular, absolutely gone viral, but there's a major privacy concern here because you're training the chatbot to recognize your face, so facial recognition. You're giving it more information, which means it will be better at recognizing you in future. Probably not a good idea. And you're also training the model with all of your background information. So, we always talk about reducing our data footprint, sharing less, not more. And here you're basically volunteering all your information. Not a good idea. Even if all your friends are doing it, please, for the love of all that is secure and cyber secure, do not do this.
Always good advice from Carmi Levy. Carmi, thank you.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years.
And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.